Have you ever heard of the Modi question? It is a term that has echoed through the corridors of Indian politics and international media for over 2 decades. It refers to the intense scrutiny and debate surrounding Narendra Modi's role during the 2002 Gujarat riots, which occurred while he was the state's chief minister. Today, we're going to unpack this complex chapter of modern Indian history, looking at the events, the investigations, and the lasting impact it has had on his political journey and on India itself. Let's rewind to February 27, 2002. A train carrying Hindu pilgrims, known as Car Sevaks, was attacked near the Godhra railway station in Gujarat. A fire broke out in 2 of the coaches, and 59 people tragically lost their lives. This horrific incident was the spark that ignited a firestorm across the state. In the days that followed, Gujarat was engulfed in widespread communal riots, leading to immense loss of life and property, primarily affecting the Muslim community. In the immediate aftermath, questions began to surface about the state government's response. Narendra Modi, as the chief minister, found himself at the center of a political and media storm. Critics and opposition parties alleged that his administration did not act swiftly or decisively enough to quell the violence. Some went further, claiming there was complicity or even encouragement from state authorities. These allegations formed the very core of the Modi question. What was his role, and was his government responsible for the scale of the tragedy? To find answers, India's legal system swung into action. The central government appointed the Nanavati Mehta Commission to investigate both the Godhra train incident and the subsequent riots. Simultaneously, India's Supreme Court, the highest judicial body in the country, took notice of the situation. It initiated its own monitoring and ordered the formation of a Special Investigation Team, or SIT, in 2008. This SIT was specifically tasked with reinvestigating some of the most serious cases from the riots. One of the most significant aspects of the SIT's mandate was to investigate a complaint filed by Zakia Jafri, whose husband, a former member of parliament, was killed during the riots. Her complaint named Narendra Modi and many others, alleging a high-level conspiracy. The SIT, headed by former CBI Director R.K. Raghavan, was under the direct supervision of the Supreme Court, ensuring a layer of judicial oversight. The SIT conducted an exhaustive investigation. They reviewed thousands of documents, examined numerous witnesses, and even summoned and questioned Chief Minister Narendra Modi for over 9 hours in 2010. This was a landmark moment in Indian political history, a sitting chief minister being questioned in a criminal investigation. After years of meticulous work, the SIT submitted its closure report in 2012. The report concluded that it had not found any prosecutable evidence against Narendra Modi to charge him with complicity in the riots. It stated that while there might have been shortcomings in the administration's handling of the crisis, there was no evidence to support the claims of a wider conspiracy orchestrated by the state government. This conclusion was a major turning point. Based on the SIT's findings, a magistrate's court accepted the closure report, effectively clearing Modi of the allegations leveled against him in the Jafri case. This legal process was long and arduous. Zakia Jafri challenged this decision, taking her appeal all the way to the Supreme Court. Finally, in June 2022, the Supreme Court upheld the SIT's clean chit to Modi. The court's judgment was definitive, stating that the appeal was devoid of merits and put an end to the nefarious attempt to keep the issue boiling for ulterior designs. So, from a legal standpoint, multiple layers of the Indian judiciary, culminating in the Supreme Court, have examined the evidence and concluded that there was no case to be made against Narendra Modi. The Nanavati Mehta Commission, in its final report submitted in 2014, also largely absolved the state government of complicity, though it did note failures in policing in certain areas. However, the political and public discourse tells a slightly different story. For over a decade, the Modi question was a dominant theme in Indian politics. It led to international repercussions as well. For instance, the United States denied him a visa in 2005 under a law concerning religious freedom, a ban that lasted until he was elected prime minister in 2014. The issue was used by his political opponents to frame him as a divisive figure, unsuited for national leadership. On the other hand, for his supporters and his party, the BJP, the constant scrutiny was seen as a politically motivated campaign to tarnish his image. They pointed to the series of legal exonerations as definitive proof of his innocence. They argued that Modi's focus on economic development and governance in Gujarat, often termed the Gujarat model, was the real story that was being overshadowed. This narrative of a leader being unfairly targeted resonated deeply with his base and, arguably, even strengthened his position among his followers. When Narendra Modi led the BJP to a historic victory in the 2014 national elections, it was seen by many as a public verdict on his leadership, moving past the controversies of 2002. His supporters felt that the people of India had given their answer to the Modi question. Since becoming prime minister, his focus has been on his national agenda, and while the issue of the riots occasionally resurfaces, particularly in international media or documentaries, it no longer holds the same political sway within India as it once did. The journey through the Modi question is a powerful case study in the interplay of law, politics, and public perception. It showcases the robustness of India's judicial system, which, despite its slow pace, undertook a multi-layered investigation right up to the highest court. It also highlights how a narrative can be shaped and contested in the political arena, often independent of legal findings. Today, Prime Minister Modi is a two-term leader of the world's largest democracy, a prominent figure on the global stage. The shadow of 2002 has significantly receded, but its history remains a critical part of understanding his political trajectory and the complex fabric of modern India. It's a story of tragedy, investigation, and ultimately, a legal and political resolution that has shaped the nation's contemporary history. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into a significant chapter of Indian politics. If you found this documentary informative, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that explores the stories shaping our world. We'll see you next time.